Show me the money. Hey, in this episode, I'm going to show you the exact small business grant application scoring sheet that you've never seen before. That's how these individual grants are being scored to identify who are going to be the small business grant winners. And I'm going to show you how these 1,434 locally owned businesses received the grant and the scoring sheet that they had to, unknowing to them, be scored by to get the grant funds. So let's go ahead and ramp up now. And it is right here. So what I found is this is from the Michigan Small Business Restart Program grants. So you'll see here, and what I told you folks is make sure that if you have the ability to create a Google Alerts, I created a video about Google Alerts. Go ahead and check out that episode. And if this information is going to be of value to you, go ahead and in the comment section, just say, I subscribe. So I subscribe. I'm going to give you a shout out when you do that. So I subscribe if you believe that small business grants and this information I'm going to show you about the small business grant scoring sheet is going to be helpful for you as you continue to look for funds. So right here, you'll see that the is sending out 5,000 federal dollars to 1,434 locally owned small businesses. Those businesses are grantees of the Michigan Small Business Restart Program. And so what that information is to you is simply this. You want to see wins, how people have actually been able to get these funds. And 60% of those funds are awarded to women-owned, minority-owned, and veteran-owned businesses that double the 30% requirement. So this is great information that you're going to find out about women-owned and minority-owned businesses. So make sure that you hit that subscribe button, and in the comment section, click on I subscribed. And so here's information again. So what I found here, and this is what I received, this is from the Google Alerts. And so I showed you how to do a Google Alert in one of my episodes. So make sure you go ahead and check that out. But if you want to get great information of not just about small business grants, but how to grow your business, make sure you type in the comment section, I subscribed. And so what I'm going to show you, let me make this bigger for you. All right, is that big enough? All right. So let's see here. It is this. And right here. Applications. There are applications totaling 2,258 were received and reviewed against a scoring criteria, including businesses have 50 or less employees, can demonstrate it's affected by COVID-19 emergency, needs capital to support eligible expenses, demonstrates an income loss as a result of the pandemic. And this is where we saw that over 60% of those were awarded to minority-owned businesses in the Southwest Michigan. So what I did was this. I said scoring criteria. So what is that? So I clicked on that link, and this is all from that Google Alerts. And if you go in the section below, in the description section below, I created something called the communitygrantloans.com, and you'll see that where I have the video there for you. So you just go ahead and watch the video about how to create Google Alerts. But I'm kind of consolidating all this information. It helps myself out. It helps my clients and customers out as well who I work with. I don't work with creating grant applications. I help you with a section of that grant application, and that section is this here where it talks about working capital for payroll expenses, mortgage payments, utility expenses, and the costs related to reopening businesses and nonprofit and other uses authorized under the CARES Act. So that section where it talks about utility expenses or costs related to reopening from a technology or utility expense reduction standpoint, that's where I help businesses out in. And we could talk about that in another episode. But first, here's a scoring sheet. This is what you came here to see. This is the Small Business Restart Grant 2020 scoring sheet. And this is what they use to score. Let me make it big for you. This is what they use to help them determine the priority for funding is based on the scoring criteria outlined below. So when that person, the small business grant application, I guess, employee who was scoring those individuals based upon the criteria, this is the scoring sheet that they used. Review and award applicants who meet the minority, women, veteran criteria to get 30% of the using of this scoring criteria. So here it is. The company is a minority, female, or veteran-owned business. Yes or no. Company receiving the funds through the relief program. Yes or no. If yes, how much the funding is. Now here's where the point system comes into place. You've never seen this before. I've not seen this before, but now you have. You understand that they have a points-based system for you, and this is how just removing all the mystery behind some of these small business grants that you're applying for, like the LISC, the Local Initiative Support Corporation grant, or even these CARES Act grants, these government or local community grants that you're applying for. There's a points-based system that they're scoring you on. So this one here is if you have 30 to 50 employees, you get more points. If you're in manufacturing, you receive more points. And I have all the links in the description section below. I have some great resources in the description section below that you should click on and review. Is the applicant a non-for-profit primarily serving clientele in these different areas? You receive these points based upon if you're a nonprofit. Now here is if the applicant's average wage is above $30,000. You get these points. So they want to help those businesses that are helping and growing the community. So if you only have 1 to 5 employees on your staff, then you receive 1 point. So this is what they are looking at. They're wanting to make sure that you have the ability to serve more people, hiring more staff, serving more people in the community. And if you look at all these grants, they're always saying the same thing. Is what are you going to use the grant money for, and how are you serving the community? And this is what the back end looks like. This is their scoring sheet. I didn't make this up. You see it inside of the description section below. Make sure you subscribe to more of the content that I'm providing for you, because this is where I help out. I help out in these areas. So if you're looking at, all right, you have to use these grants to pay for rent. One thing you should probably look at is if you have your lights on for more than 12 hours per day and your electric bill is over $3,000 per month, there might be opportunity to lower your utilities bills, like your gas or the electric bill. And so I help with that by companies are sending my team their electric utility bills, and then we're looking at how can we lower those costs. If there's ways to do that, that's where we help out. And also upgrading your infrastructure. Here's the areas that I do that with: video, text, chat technology that's available, integrating scheduling technology that's available, contactless payments, invoicing, contact tracing solutions. The opportunity is once you have to fill out these grants, and it says right here, if you experience that loss when you're reopening, the opportunity is for you is to put this information in one spot, say, here's what we're going to use these funds for. And then with those funds that you're going to be helping reopen your business, you can say, we're going to upgrade our telephone systems. We're going to put in a contact tracing solution. And here's what it looks like. And the reason why you want to do that and kind of have that discussion with someone like myself as a technology broker and digital strategy advisor is because the time you have to use these grants must be used between March 1st of 2020 to December 20th of 2020. Now that's coming up close. So you need to be able to have in your mind, what are you going to utilize these grant funds for? What are you going to be able to have in place, a plan in place to use these funds if you receive them? If you don't receive the funds, the grant funds, then you need to understand, all right, what is my cost expenditure that I'm going to need to have to be able to upgrade my infrastructure for my business and help my employees feel safe when they come back to work. And that's why you want to subscribe that I'm providing. It's because of this, I am able to make sure that you are connected to the right vendor resources. As a technology broker, when I'm serving those service businesses who serve other individuals to reach more customers, to get paid faster, and to earn those reviews, that's what I do. That's what I help out. My name is Kendall Matthews, and let's continue to ramp up.